SA, Davidson, just as the normal way is. And I'd like to speak against cuts to the bus number 1 and with the Vermont Hills one. I would like you to reconsider because there's already very limited service on this bus. When people say, take Trimet to go to something at the convention center, take Trimet to go to something at the Rose Garden, only if it's getting out and getting me home by 9 o'clock, and now you're proposing to cut it till 6 o'clock. At that rate, my daughter, who goes to an alternative high school across town, is barely going to have time to get home if she comes straight home, let alone stopping off at the library or any of the things that teenagers like to do on their way home. She already gets home just at like 5:15, 5:30 if she comes straight home. 6 is unreasonably early. There's also no service on Sundays. If you cut Saturdays also, the elderly in our neighborhood are trying to stay in their homes and not go to nursing homes. There's lots of poor in our neighborhood. I'm mostly talking about the far end of the loop. I know there's lots of available service in this close loop, but once you get past about 30th, the number 1 is the only game in town. When it was snowing and the 44 and the 45 weren't running and I was having to go quite a ways further to find a bus, there's lots of steep hills. It's quite challenging to get to and from those alternative buses that you guys are so happily and cheerfully listing on your list here. I rent a room out to a boarder, and my history is that those are usually students trying to get to one or another of the colleges. And if you don't have a bus that's reasonable hours, what adult 23, 25-year-old wants to have a 6 o'clock curfew in order to make it home? And that's not, classes don't even end by then. My daughter would be unable to go anyplace on Saturday. She has her friends come over, they go to and from. They're not driving. She's old enough to drive, but she'd have to buy insurance and have a full-time job to pay for it and such. I just feel that this is too strong a cut, and that it's aimed looking mostly at the fact that we're a rich neighborhood and everybody has a car for everything except to and from downtown, and that's just not really true. And I'd like people to think about, is there a way to make it less often but still run longer hours? Thank you.
Thank you.